So today we are diving right into the world of aftermarket headlights for the 2022 ZR2 Colorado Bison. We are lucky enough to get the opportunity to try out these LasFit LED headlights. We got the low and the high beams today, and we are here to answer the question, are aftermarket lights really that much better than the ones that come on the standard Chevy ZR2? Let's find out. Before we get into the nitty-gritty details, let's dive right into what we are working with today. LasFit has a well-known reputation for making waves in the aftermarket lighting industry. We got some highs and we got some low beams, so we're gonna unbox them quick and show you kind of what they are. Our fancy-dancy shop table of wonders and lots of stuff. These are the two different light bulb sets that we have. These are the high beams, so they are your 9005, and these are your high beam bulbs. There are two in this box. As you can see, here are the specs. You can go directly to their website and put your vehicle information in to find the fit for you. And these ones are the low beams. There it is, H8-9-11 high beam box. And so when you open the box, you get this nice product manual here. And then here are the light bulbs themselves with the nice connectors. These are supposed to be specifically made to help with that halogen to LED to not have any electrical issues. Low beams. So in the low beam box, you get this nice set of gloves. And then you of course also get your product manual. Helpful. And then of course you get your low beams, which look plug and play. For the sake of comparison, last night I recorded what the original halogen lights look like from our shop, and so we're gonna cut to that footage before we cut back to installing on the Bison. So we are going to be showing you what the lights look like before the install. So these are original factory headlights, and so I am going to back the truck out of the shop here, and you'll be able to see what happens with the original halogen bulbs. As you can see, that line on the wall, we're going to try to get the truck as close to the original position as possible. We're just going to keep backing up and kind of show you what that looks like as we back up. And as you can see, it's dropped off the camera quite significantly now at this point. We're going to keep backing up. You can see the lights aren't very bright. They still fold out pretty far. Let's try some brights. So that's what the brights look like. Pretty good, but as you can see, it's not as illuminated as a lot of those LEDs. So there is your regular low beams, but let's take it for a quick drive down the road. So this is our little road here. I'm just gonna take it on just a basic drive down our little gravel dirt road down here. As you can see, they're not too terrible. And at this point, let's put on some brights. Not too bad, but as you can see that they do have a yellow casting light to them. So I'm gonna go pull it back into the shop. Typically, we try not to touch the lights without using just what factory bulbs came. We usually replace with halogens. We are not a giant fan of messing with electrical, but with LasFit's reputation for having good lights for the Chevy, we're feeling rather confident in replacing them with this product. Worst case scenario, we don't like them, we go back to the halogens. But I feel like they're gonna be a good fit. If you see some bug goo while we do stuff today, I have cleaned them up. It's because we just got back from a trip where, honestly, on some of the stuff we were doing, it might have been nice to have better headlights. I gotta pop this hood so that we can see what's going on to figure out what I'm doing, because I haven't replaced lights on this. So, yeehaw, let's figure this out together. So I gotta just pop this hood open. Turn the lights on. Oh, apparently that is the low. So you can see. So the other one should be the high, I guess, which is, I think, the opposite of the Subaru, but I could be wrong. Let's listen to some delightful dinging. The brights are now on. Let's go to confirm our suspicions. Okay, so as you can see, the high is on the inside, the low is on the outside on the Bison. So always, no matter what you're installing, double check. You know, things are getting serious. I pulled my hair back because it was getting in my way, but compared to the Subaru, this looks a little more complicated. What I'm seeing, I am a little bit intimidated right now. I might have to call Dane to touch his truck, but it's fine, it's fine. Everything is fine. Here, it's kind of hard to see, but this cap, I believe, because of its location, so here versus here, and there are two of them. So logic would state that these are the caps for the lights. Am I right? I could Google it, or I could just try opening them. So I think we're gonna go option 2, just opening them, because if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. Let's find out. Oh, twist. Let's just go for it. Well, there's a cap, and there be a light bulb in there. And as we discovered, that is the high beam. So, let's go do the high beam. So probably I shouldn't have been as intimidated as I was because I was overthinking things. Overthinking things definitely helps. But let's get the light bulb out first. My guess is right. Yep, that's the right way. Oop, wiggle, wiggle. Can we do it? Hard to see. Let's see if I can do this. As you can see, there is a clip here. So I'm going to unclip that. At least attempt. So, for the record, it's always smart to mess with your husband's truck when he is cooking dinner so that he can't yell at you about screwing things up. Woman note there for you.
So we're gonna speed things up for you here, just so you know that these are super hard to get off. My thumbs are still sore from having to do these light bulbs.
Gave up on doing the high beam for a second. I went to the low beam. You just remove the dust cover from in here. I'll try to get it better from the other side to kind of explain what I did. But there's this little clip that you squeeze that is on the low beam, and it pops right out. As you can see there, it's a little clip that holds on the back. So I'm gonna go get the low beam for this side and do that quick. So here is the new low beam. And we are just gonna take it and install it down in here. Let's see if I can show that to you. So right there is the clip. And we're just gonna pop that into place. So I was finally able to get it in. You just kind of have to muscle it. And so I'm gonna get that one installed and then try to go back to the high beam now. And so now I'm gonna put the dust cover over it. You just slide it back into the way where it was, and then you put the dust cover back. And so this is my dust cover that came over the top of this. And so this corner, you kind of have to finagle it just a little bit around everything because it's kind of tight. So I'm gonna get that put on and move back to the high beam. Apparently, I just needed a break from the high beam. You pull this there's a little tab in there that you pull up. So not the color tabs at the bottom, but the big one on the top. Just kind of get your thumb in there and pull. Use a little more force than you think you're gonna need to. I was trying to be super careful because everything is plastic and you don't want to break it. But now I can install the actual high beam and then we can see a comparison between the two different lights. That'll be kind of cool. And that fit like a glove. So now I gotta just slide this back into where it goes very carefully and twist it into place. That was quick. Now the dust cover we're gonna put back on. As you can see, it's got these little tabbies. So now I'm gonna turn the truck on and we're gonna look at the lights. So I'm gonna turn the high beams on too, and so we can just kind of see a difference here. If I turn the camera around to the wall, this is the side here that we just did, the driver's side. You see how much brighter that is. Let's look at the front. Obviously at night this will make big difference. Look at that. That's pretty impressive. And now this is the regular halogen side. It gets a little tricky. So we're gonna need a Torx bit set. And so the size I found out that it is a T20. And so the first bolt we're gonna remove is this one here. And because everything is underneath this plastic piece in here. So it's kind of an annoying design. But, so we remove this guy. And remember, don't lose your pieces. It's really annoying to get out of there. Okay, I'm gonna put my piece right here. Keep things in order. Now, the next piece I need to remove is this. So I'm gonna grab my handy dandy screwdriver. Oops, might need a smaller screwdriver, we'll see. Smaller screwdriver it is. Smaller than I intended. But we're gonna make that work because I think that might actually be better. Everything in this project. Just a little more muscle than you think. So this pops up right here, and so then I'm gonna remove this whole thing, and then we'll get to the second clip that's underneath. The next clip we're removing is kind of in the engine bay, so I'm gonna show that down here, and I don't know how well you guys can see this. But the first clip we removed, the plastic, was here. And now if you go to the front of the truck, it's kind of hard to see, but there's another clip right here, kind of under this hose. So we have to remove that so that we can pull this plastic piece forward so we can get to the actual bulbs. I'll show you how tight this second side is. So I'm gonna have to kind of do it by feel. As you can see here, that is basically, those are the dust covers. I gotta be careful not to bend anything going on down there. But that is where those dust covers are. So I'll be doing this off camera so that I can focus, and I'm gonna try and show you guys. So hopefully, if you need more advice, let me know in the comments below, and I will tell you how I managed to finagle my little arms in there. So the myth, the legend had to come out and help me.
You've been recording this whole time?
I have been. So we got this side reassembled. This is a pain in the butt. I will not lie. Like, the dust covers shouldn't have been as hard as they were. Getting the lights put in shouldn't have been as hard. But now we're gonna wait till it's dark so that we can do a before and after with the lights before, and try to go about the same amount of time. We have a waning moon still, so we're not dealing with a full moon or anything like that. So the moon is about the same cycle. So we will get back to you. And then tomorrow, after we're not like so tired after recording from tonight, we will give you our final thoughts, or maybe here in a couple days, give you our final thoughts on the headlights themselves. But the install is complete. It took way longer than it should have.
I was waiting for days.
And I honestly, like, if you have a ZR2, this part, the passenger side, plan for extra time and then plan for help, because you have to hold this piece out of the way, or you have to undo everything. And obviously, as you can see, you don't really want to do that. So, anywho, thanks for coming and helping me.
You're welcome.
Actually dark enough, we are going to see how the headlights do. As you can see, it's dark.
Right
That's
there.
good. Okay, now turn your brights on. And so as far as like reach, it seems like it reaches just as far. I think it's just the quality of light is a little cleaner.
Now I turn on brights here.
Yeah, turn on brights. Yeah, I would say like you're not getting any more
This
distance.
is no lights. This is lights. You're not getting more distance. You just got brighter lights.
Now let's put the images side by side so we can really see the difference between the lights. We're going to start with the low beams. Here is the halogen original bulbs. As you can see, the color is very yellow and everything's just a little faded. Now let's put the LEDs next to that. With the images side by side, it is very clear that the LED lights are a lot more crisp and it's easier to see objects in the dark. But now let's look at the halogen high beams only. Honestly, these pretty much illuminate the shop area really, really well. But I have a feeling that the LEDs are probably going to do a better job. As you can see, everything is clearly much more bright. All the objects are well defined and the signs glow, which may or may not be a good thing depending on if you can read them or not. But overall, these provide a lot more brightness. But let's look at the roadway test. As you can see, this is your typical roadway that you're driving down, and it's illuminated pretty decently. If you're on a 2-lane road like this one, it's not too big of a deal not to have LEDs. Now, in all fairness to the LEDs here, these halogens look pretty good. However, the camera was having trouble focusing because the LEDs were bright. After driving the vehicle for a few days, I can tell you that the LED headlights do make quite a bit of difference when you're driving on dark country roads. Honestly, I think the best comparison we can show you is the truck pulling into the shop with the halogens versus the LEDs. As you can see here, the LEDs seem to have a farther reach than the halogen bulbs. They also appear to be illuminating the area around our shop a lot more clear. Plus, you also get that more modern look, which might be a little biased, but we prefer it a little bit more than the halogen look. So for us, the winner is clear on this matchup. The LEDs from LasFit are truly an awesome accessory to add to your ZR2. But tell us what you think. Have you tried putting LEDs on your truck? Comment down below. We'll see you next time.